Hey guys, Metal Driver here bringing you another AEW Unrivaled review. Today I'll be looking at Series 4, Kenny Omega. On the side of the box you see an image of Kenny Omega and the AEW logo. Then on the back you see an image of Kenny Omega, his signature, the event and date in which this picture was taken, All Out, August 31st, 2019 in Chicago, Illinois. And at the bottom you see the rest of the figures that are in this wave. Alright, now that we have looked at the box, let's go ahead and open this figure up and take a closer look at Kenny Omega. Alright, and here is the cleaner, Kenny Omega, out of the packaging. But before we take a look at the figure, let's go ahead and look at the accessories that he comes with. Alright, so he comes with a pair of interchangeable gripping hands. And then he comes with this entrance vest, which is sculpted really well. It's really nice. You've got all the sculpt work here and the wrinkles, which looks really nice. The collar looks good. Then on the back, you've got his one wing here. Sculpted really well. It's mostly in black, then you've got some of this white here. It's more of a beige-ish white, but the vest looks really good. Alright, then taking a look at the head sculpt. Now, open mouth head sculpts or screaming head sculpts can sometimes be really good, sometimes they can be bad. In this case, I think Jazzwares did a great job with the open mouth expression. It looks really good. It looks pretty much how Kenny Omega looks like. Paint looks really good on the beard all around. So there isn't any sloppiness or mispaint. The teeth look pretty good, although it kind of looks like they gave him a little bit of a gap in his teeth. The eyes look really good, the eyebrows look good, and then the hair is sculpted really well. I love how the hair looks, love all the curls, especially the color, because with Series 1 Kenny Omega, he had the white highlights, or that frosted look, whereas this one has the blonde, so I do prefer this look over that. But the sculpt work on the hair looks really good. I love how this turned out. And the head sculpt in general just looks much better than the previous one. So here I have the authentic scale ring exclusive Kenny Omega, which is the exact same body and head sculpt as Series 1. As you can see, the differences between the two head sculpts, it's night and day. The new Series 4 is much better than the previous one. Then even looking at the sculpt of the hair, really love how the new one looks. Alright, then taking a look at the body, let's go ahead and take off the vest. Alright, then as you may have noticed, the skin tone is different on this figure. Now we started seeing the skin tone in Series 2, but this is the first time we're getting Kenny Omega with the updated skin tone. And again, side-by-side comparison, the new skin tone looks much better on Kenny Omega. It is the same body, same torso, same abs, but it does appear that the arms are slightly different. The shoulders here look the same. They've got the same vein here, so you can see that on camera. Whereas the bicep on the new Kenny Omega and the forearm has these veins, whereas on the previous one, you can't really see that. I don't think there are any sculpted there. I don't feel any. Whereas on the new one, you can visibly see those sculpted veins. Then look at the hands here. On his right hand, he has his pointing gesture, which is standard. It should come with every Kenny Omega figure. And then on his left hand, he comes with this open hand here. So that way you can actually do the real Kenny Omega pose. So with the previous Kenny Omega, you did not get this hand here. So that is brand new for this figure. Alright, then taking a look at the lower body. So there's a lot of paint on the tights. All these really cool designs. So it turned out pretty well. The line work here on the front part looks really good. No fuzziness, no bad paint. Same thing on the back. Some good silvers and grays here. Just a slight imperfection right here, but not a big deal. Then look at the legs. Got this nice gold color here, close to the hips. You got your Omega symbol painted really well. You got some bronze colors here, some silvers going down, which looks really good. The silver here has really good line work. It's pretty clean and crisp, whereas this one, it's fuzzy. So that's a little annoying that there isn't that consistency there, but not a big deal. It's not the worst thing in the world. Designs on the inner thighs look really good. Turned out really well. The knee pads look good. Nice good paint, good line work, good Omega symbols. Doesn't appear to be any bad paint on the back, any sloppiness. Then look at the boots. Really cool design, really good paint, good line work. No fuzziness, no bad paint, no mispaint. So overall, the paint job came out really well on the figure. Looks really nice, and the head sculpt looks really great. Alright, so going over the articulation, the head is on a ball joint, so it doesn't look that high up due to the plastic of the hair. He can't look that far down. His head can turn side to side, and doesn't really tilt at all. Shoulder has a hinge which allows it to go that high up. Can rotate all the way around. There's a bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows. Swivel and hinge at the wrist. The hinge is a bit tight. There we go. He has a ball joint at the diaphragm which allows him to crunch that far forward, go that far back. He can twist a bit and he can pivot. Then there's another ball joint at the waist which allows him to twist again. He can crunch even further, giving him a good range of motion in total at the torso, and then he can go that far back. There are ball joints at the hips which allow the legs to go that far out, and the ball joints are painted in a dark blue so it matches the tights, which is really nice because the original Series 1 Kenny Omega and the exclusive one, which is based on Series 1, had these flesh tone ball joints. Leg can go that high up. There's a thigh cut. He has double jointed knees. It is hindered a bit by this knee pad. Does look like this one has a little bit of better range of motion, so maybe if I position this better, I'll get better range. There's a cut at the top of the boot. Ankle has a hinge which allows it to go, actually it doesn't really go that high up. Looks like the plastic here on the boot kind of prevents that. It can go that far down. And he does have some really good ankle pivot. And it doesn't seem that these ankles are loose, so that was an issue with the first series Kenny Omega. Alright, and here's the new Series 4 Kenny Omega, next to the Series 1 regular release Kenny, and exclusive Kenny figure. Then here he is next to Series 1 Young Bucks, Series 3 Young Bucks. Then here's Kenny Omega next to Hangman Adam Page, Jon Moxley, and Riho. Alright, so what are my final thoughts on Series 4 Kenny Omega? I really love this figure. I think Jazzwares did a great job updating Kenny. He has a much better head sculpt. The sculpt on the hair looks really good. The open mouth expression is really well done. The paint all over the figure is good. I love that they gave us this hand gesture here so you can actually do the correct pose. In my opinion, I think this is the best Kenny Omega figure that we have so far. I think even if you already have Series 1 Kenny Omega or the exclusive Kenny Omega figure, this is one that's worth picking up. I think it's one that you definitely want to add to your collection. And so far, Series 4 seems really promising. So if you like this review, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe so you can see more AEW Unrivaled reviews. Follow me on social media so you can keep up to date with all my wrestling figure photography. And then stay tuned till the end to see pictures of this figure in action. And I'll see you next time.